Kahani Bar brings you a cocktail of stories, both in English and Hindi. I am Richa, and today's story is from our segment Waking Dreams by Neerja K. This collection of 11 short stories was born there, in that in-between space of strange happenings, somewhere between the truth and the unknown, between dreams and waking up. Our story for the day is The Fifth Season. I stand in this solitary wilderness by myself, lonely, discarded, and disowned. No one has ever come to visit me in over a decade. Seasons have come and gone. Time marches on. Yet, I stand still. I have watched the beauty of countless springs and summers, the calm of winter snow, the fresh greens of spring, and the riot of summer blooms. A feast for anyone's eyes, but wasted on me. My soul aches with a sadness that no words can describe. What good is all the joy in the world if you have no one to share it with? All this beauty to drink in, but like a miserable, friendless drunk, no one to raise a glass with. All by myself, I watched as the blossoms turned into fruits that no one plucked, no one tasted. The bounty of nature wasted on the world. Ripe and rotten, they smashed to the ground. The fiery colors of autumn came and went. No one marveled at all this great beauty. I tried to pass the time by counting all the shades of red, but year after year, it was the same. I felt especially desolate and forlorn when the winter came. Biting winds came from the north, howling all around me. I shivered and shuddered and longed for someone to light a fire or give me a warm hug. But I stood alone, feeling sorry for myself, braving the onslaught of the snow flurries and the icy gales. Driven pure snow everywhere, as far as the eye could see. But nobody walked on it, man or animal. Not a single footprint, no sign of life. And then it melted into a filthy slush all around me. Rinse and repeat. This went on year after year till I lost count, till I lost all sense of time and meaning. Why was I cursed? Why was I still here? Did nothing matter anymore? I don't even complain these days. What's the point? No one is listening. There is only me, standing here endlessly, patient on good days and just ready to give up and collapse on most other days. From sunrise to sunset in complete silence. I keep waiting for the fifth season. If no one is listening, then why do I go on talking? Because I must tell my story before it is too late. I must talk to someone, perhaps to time itself. It is like a silent spectator, a witness to it all. And who knows? One day, time might tell my story to the times that are yet to come, for only time knows that once upon a time, I did not stand alone in this wilderness. There was life teeming all around me, children squealing and running around, grandfather smoking hookah, hacking cuffs, notwithstanding, dinners cooking, enticing smells wafting from room to room, fresh laundry billowing on the line, crying babies, yelling mothers, passionate debates, quiet conversations, music, laughter, busy bustling mornings, cozy lazy evenings with everyone snuggled around a fire, sharing blankets, tired kids finally falling asleep in warm laps to softly whispered lullabies. So much rich, glorious life abounded all around me. And my favorite little Heer, always so sweet and gentle, like a dainty little fairy floating in and out, Her two brothers, one younger and one older, loved her so dearly. I saw them growing up together. I still remember the day she was born. Her impossibly tiny pink wrinkled fingers. She grew up to be such a beautiful young woman. A face like a full moon with stars sparkling in her eyes. Altaf and Asif grew up tall and strapping. After a few seasons later, they found a nice girl for Altaf. That night, how I wished I could dance and join in. The air was alive with revelry. I had never hosted such a big celebration before. The smells and sounds and sights of the engagement mixed with the scent of night jasmines at the open windows. New clothes for everyone, teetering stacks of boxes of mithai, jewelry and pashminas, and so much laughter and noise till late into the night. Every room bulging at the seams with guests and neighbors, and the beaming proud parents welcoming them all with the doors to their hearts flung wide open. Even I could not contain this much joy and merriment. Dreamy, twinkling fairy lights were hung from every fruit tree in the garden. The folk songs sung by all the women folk echoed up the stairs into the very rafters and carried across the valley deep into the mountains. Suddenly, the Tumbaknari missed a beat. And then another. And within seconds we realized what was happening. The music drowned in the deafening sounds of rapid bullets. There was a long pause. Silence. Only terrified breathing and the pounding of 100 hearts. And then it was back. They hissed through the air and ricocheted off the walls. Windows shattered and the floors heaved under the weight and the dull thump of bodies hitting them. Heart-wrenching screams and an indiscriminate rain of hot lead were everywhere. Blood drenched the new carpets. People scurried like trapped rats, while others just lay doubled over, their dead heads in their feast-filled plates. The poor little children suffered the most, trampled to death. Sandals hitting and kicking tiny heads and ribs, their mothers shielding them desperately, and even in death, their lifeless bodies like mountains giving cover. Old people wailed helplessly. The pot of henna shattered, and all its contents mingled slowly with the blood of the groom. My sweet princess, my Heer, lay on the floor in a shimmering baby blue sharara, lifeless like a rag doll, her hennaed hands clutching her own intestines, blood oozing out through her beautiful fair fingers. Death danced at the engagement for a full and long 15 minutes that night. And then there was silence. No one was left alive to mourn. The same silence hangs in the air till today. I was witness to all this, but I could do nothing. I could not keep them out. My walls could not stop the guns. I can see those bloodstains even today on my floor. I bear the holes and scars from every bullet that pierced through me, even today. I can hear those screams of horror every night, and I live that nightmare alone every day. I am the only survivor of that heinous night when men rode in as devils in the name of their God. Messengers of God? Ha! Who is this brutal God that tells them to murder babies? After they were done with the murder and mayhem, they summarily sat down to eat like one does after a long day at the office. Bodies still warm lay all around them, but with not a shred of shame or remorse, they heaped their plates high and relished the feast that was not theirs to take. I could do nothing. I could not offer any help. What could I do? I was only a home that had, in one fateful evening, turned into a graveyard. I'm now just an empty shell, a carcass with a few walls and barely a roof. I'm a weather-beaten, dilapidated structure, crumbling, sagging, and cracked like an old face full of regret. My gaping, curtainless windows look like dead, hollow eyes where years of muddy rain have left streaming tear stains. I stand here alone, just bones and bricks and curling timber, and nurse the deep ache in my soul. It happened years ago, but the wound feels fresh. I keep picking on the scabs, can't help it. How can I still be here when they are all gone? Why don't the vines and creepers pierce me with their tentacles faster and bring me down? I want to lie down and become one with the ground. The branches of the brazen mulberry tree are already inside the living room, and the roots of the wild ones have been burrowing deep into the darkness, attacking my very foundation. Oh, be done with it. Grow faster. Why don't you? Please, I can't take it anymore. I may be alone, but I know I'm not the only one. There are countless dead houses that were once homes full of life. Not only in Kashmir, but in Afghanistan, Sudan, Syria, Iraq, Ukraine, Manipur, and Gaza. So many places, so many homes. If not ravished by hate and greed, then destroyed by the elements. All the love that once lived there is now replaced with vengeance or hurriedly packed into suitcases to flee. So many homes abandoned and like me, barely standing in their own wreckage and rubble, waiting. But wait, we must. And as impossible a dream as it may seem, hope we must. Hope and pray that after all the springs, summers, autumns and winters, a fifth season shall arrive. A season of peace and trust and kindness and tolerance. I know you think me silly, but I have nothing else left. The only thing that keeps me standing is this faint hope that someday this season will come. And someday another sweet, gentle little Heer will squeal and run from room to room as she chases her brothers. Someday my cold hearth will be alive again and my chimney will be smoking into the air. Someday.
This is Richa signing off. Take good care of yourselves till I'm back with the next story.